In this video, we are taking a look at the Apple TV 4K. Now, this is the Wi-Fi and Ethernet model of the Apple TV, and that comes with 128 gigabytes, while the Wi-Fi only comes with 64 gigabytes. So there's two different models. 4K model, so that means that it has 4K output, but also has multiple different output settings that you could have. You could have 1080p and different frames per second and hertz output, and also a couple of notes. So this fits into the Apple ecosystem, so you could use this with your iMac, your iPhone, your HomePods, your AirPods, so all stuff like that. But also noted as well, it doesn't come with a HDMI cable in body. With the package, you'll have to get an external HDMI cable for your Apple TV. So a couple of notes there. The reason why I bought this is because I don't have a smart TV in this room, and also for my bedroom, if I want to, just switch on some TV when I get a TV, I've got this for it. So that's why I bought it. So I'm excited. So let's unbox it straight away and take a look at it. I love how the Apple has those tags that just come off like that. It's really fun. Okay, so it's pretty small. Just a nice little box here. So that comes out like this. Ooh, nice. So that's the bottom of it. It's not sticky at all, but this is sticky. I wonder why they do that. I guess that's the mounting point where you sort of can put it on the ground or whatever. They've also got this point where we can unravel it. And we've got all the inputs. So we've got the power input, HDMI input, and an Ethernet port. Now, the 64 gigabyte model will not have that Ethernet port. I guess it's good to have the Ethernet port in case of better connectivity and stuff like that. So that's why we have that. Oh, also price-wise, it's pretty affordable. Like, this in Australia was $249, and the 64 gigabyte model is just under $200. So it's relatively quite affordable for the average sort of consumer out there. It's one of the more expensive models, because we have Fire TV, we have other options available, but the Apple ecosystem is pretty good, and we have a wide selection of TV shows and movies available. It's good if you already have the Apple ecosystem to get the Apple TV for that sort of user case scenario. We also have the remote here. This is pretty, it's just paper. Anyway, so the Apple TV remote, it doesn't look like it works with batteries, but it's a fully wireless remote. We have a touch sensor here, and it's pretty good. We also have a microphone enabled there. So if we say hey Siri, that'll probably pop up. There we go, popped up. But it'll probably pop up here as well on the remote. So we have the scroll wheel, we've got a shortcut button, and just some basic sort of other buttons over here as well, such as the mute button, the play, the stop button, the volume buttons, stuff like that. So pretty nice. In terms of the weight and the feel, it feels like a really nice weight and size. It fits in your hand pretty well. And the weight of it, it feels nice because it's a good quality. It's made out of a really great metal material. So overall, build quality of this is pretty nice. I can see on the Apple TV, sort of the same as the PlayStation 5, you're gonna get your finger marks all over that. But on the top and the bottom, it's sort of got this matte finish, so that's not gonna get the finger marks. You're not probably gonna be moving it around too much, so not too much to worry about. What I do like about this Apple 4K TV is sort of, you can put it any way and it'll sort of just rest really well. And I like the curved edges too. It's very nice build quality in terms of everything. Now, the only other things that will come with would be, obviously, we've got the power cable. The only other things we do have are some sort of settings. That's pretty much it. And the box is pretty much empty from here. So you can easily just slide everything back in and put everything back in nicely. That's the great thing about Apple's sort of packaging. It's sort of is nice to put everything back in and it fits in really nice. We're gonna go to this monitor right here and set it all up. Let's go. It connects really easily to your TV or monitor. Just HDMI port, you got that, and then same sort of charger as a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox. So already had all that stuff connected to the monitor, and basically this light will just pop up here, and it just pops up with the language. So now we can turn this remote on. So let's just turn the remote on, and it seems to just pop up on the screen pretty easily. Select your language, and we can see by the scroll wheel, it's really sensitive, and we can just move that like that. It's really good. Anyway, let's select Australia, just continue through, and we can change our display sort of format to the best one, so we can keep that or change our format. Let's have a look at sort of the different formats and see if it does anything else. The picture is definitely clear here that we can do. So we can have the already set up format or change our format to how we like it, which is quite good. And here we can automatically just set up with the iPhone or set up manually. I'm gonna set up manually so you guys can see how we can set it all up properly. Now we can choose if we want to use Siri or not want to use Siri. I don't typically like to use Siri because I don't really use it that much, especially with TVs and stuff like that. And I can connect it to my internet. All right, sick, we're all connected now, so that was pretty easy. The sort of typing way of doing it is interesting because you can just use the scroll wheel, so I guess it sort of glides quite quickly through it all. And now we can just enter our Apple ID. So you just enter your email or password, and you should be able to just quickly get in there. Thank God this is like a one-time thing, because this definitely isn't like the easiest thing with the keyboard, to be honest. I wish there was like a way to type it would just be like 10 times quicker, but you know, it's manageable. It just takes a while to do because I'm like just scrolling, as you can see. So after you pretty much put in your internet and all your login details plus your Apple ID, you get a verification code that'll come up on your iPhone or your iMac. Basically we'll just put it in, and there you go. And basically you can put never require password ever again, and you'll just instantly log in. So now we can set up where the Apple TV is. Let's select bedroom because we're pretty much in bedroom, pretty much. Location services, so it just says exactly where you are. You can turn that off if you don't really want Apple knowing where you are, or if you don't want to be found. So basically if you lose it, you can actually find it again, basically, with the location turned on. Automatically download, so with the aerial screensaver you can enjoy HD beautiful videos. Nice. And we can send analytics to Apple or not. You can send it to Apple. I mean, I'm not gonna watch anything dodgy, I guess, so it'll be fine. Yep, agree with the terms and conditions. And now we are in the Apple TV ecosystem. So we can select the Apple TV widget, or we can select the Apple Music widget, photos. We got the Apple Arcade as well. We even got the Apple Watch widget here. We got search, TV shows, movies on iTunes. So if you have movies downloaded, like the new Avengers movie or something like that, you can actually access that there that you can't access through Apple TV. App Store, so you can download more apps and stuff like that. Podcasts, computers, so you can see our other computers and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. And because it's all touch sensitive, we can pretty much scroll really easily using this remote. I'm really digging this remote, it's really good. All right, so now we can go into sort of home setup, finish, add this Apple TV to your home. There we go, enable Bluetooth, and you can connect this to your phone, or there we go, and we can get this code happening and authenticate it, and it's done. Again, all right, so now we have AirPlay enabled. With AirPlay, you can stream what's on your iOS device or computer to this Apple TV. Right, so I can basically connect what's on this iPhone and then basically put it on this monitor, basically through the AirPlay feature. That's quite good. That basically means that I can basically control this with my iPhone. That's a really great feature. And we can have a look at our general settings. We also have the sleep time. So basically, if you're not really using it, after a certain amount of time, it'll just fall asleep, and you can select all the different times. So we've got different appearances too. We've got light, we've got dark mode, or automatic. We'll keep it on dark mode. Dark mode is always the best mode. And just in case you selected the wrong language, we can definitely change it from like English to another language. In case you selected that and you're French, for example, you could change that back to French or Korean. Or change the region, so it's not really region locked. If you travel abroad to, let's say you go on a holiday to Canada and you want to change the region back to Canada, then you can do that. And then when you arrive back home, you can change it back to Australia. Video and audio would be pretty important. Depending on what your monitor is, you would want to change the formats and stuff like that. So right now it's on 1080p SDR setting. It definitely has other output options. So you can actually change this up to 1440p it's got. You can do 4K, but we've got all these other options here. But I think what is limited here is limited to what the max resolution is on the monitor. And you can change the TV speakers to, maybe you've got Dolby Atmos. You can actually support Dolby Atmos. That's a great feature about the Apple TV. And you can actually calibrate it. So that means it has HDR enabled settings as well. So now let's have a look at our actual Apple TV. And you can enjoy 3 months free, which is really good. And we're gonna have a look at some of the fantastic options. So we've got Ted Lasso. That is the #1 thing on the Apple chart right now. And we've got this Tetris thing, which is like a thriller movie. We've got Apple TV Plus, which we have a subscription to. Or we can actually see all these different channels as well. So if you have like Paramount Plus, you can get that as well. So it's sort of like widgets within widgets, or apps within apps in a way. So another great thing that's just popped up is on the Apple TV app, we can now use this keyboard on the actual iPhone. So instead of having to sort of type it in manually using the remote, I can actually use this on the iPhone, which is definitely a game changer. There we go. So now we should have our Apple TV subscription enabled. So there's a few different options here with the sort of touch bar. There we go. We can actually skip through the scene if we just scroll through. We've also got the info, or we've got the up next option. Now if you press up, we can now go to the caption or subtitle, and then we've also got the volume option, so we can select full dynamic range or other options, reduce sounds, or we can actually select this option, which basically puts it on this sort of small screen mode. And then you can just easily just switch it back. So everything is pretty good, like it matches the monitor settings, really easy to use. I'm liking the sort of scroll wheel sort of option there as well. So yeah, if you want like a really good tech piece that will sort of be a home pod for your Apple ecosystem, for watching TV and stuff like that, then I'll probably definitely select getting the Apple TV in the 4K and Ethernet model. It allows a lot of space, a lot of different apps, and you can have a lot of fun with it. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you want to see more setup guides like this, and I'll see you guys next time.